This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what you need to know today. The top diplomats of the European Union's 27 member countries have recommended that the bloc expand its monitoring mission on the Armenia-Azerbaijan border and consider supplying defense equipment to Armenia. After a meeting of the EU's Foreign Affairs Council yesterday, the bloc's foreign policy chief, Josep Borrell, said diplomats had agreed to expand the EU's mission with more observers and more patrols in sensitive areas of the border, without elaborating. Brussels deployed some 100 unarmed monitors to the Armenian side of the border with Azerbaijan in February after a formal request by Yerevan. The mission has an initial mandate of 2 years, which can be extended. Continuing, Borrell said the bloc will explore possible non-lethal support to Armenia under the European Peace Facility, a funding instrument that provides defense support to non-member countries, including EU aspirants Georgia, Moldova, and Ukraine. The diplomats' recommendations must be submitted to the European Commission, the EU's executive arm, as well as to the bloc's individual member states for approval. A timeline for that was not immediately clear. Responding to Borrell's remarks, Azerbaijan's foreign ministry issued a statement decrying possible EU defense sales to Armenia as a completely unacceptable move that would undermine peace and stability in the region and encourage a policy leading to new confrontations. In addition, Borrell once again called on Armenia and Azerbaijan to return to the negotiating table, insisting the EU is committed to continuing our mediation role. There have been no formal direct meetings between senior officials from Yerevan and Baku since Azerbaijan's lightning offensive against Nagorno-Karabakh in September, which resulted in the collapse of the local government and the forcible displacement of nearly all of the region's roughly 100,000 Armenians. Since the 2020 Nagorno-Karabakh war, the European Union, with US support, has overseen one track of Armenia-Azerbaijan peace talks, while Russia has coordinated a separate track. So far, neither has led to any discernible progress toward a peace deal. The Dutch company that operates one of Georgia's main ports has confirmed the delivery over the weekend of a shipment of French-made armored vehicles intended for Armenia. In this case, cargo arrived from an EU country, France, and was intended for Armenia, a country not subject to sanctions. APM terminals cannot refuse cargo that is not under sanctions without basis, the company told Radio Tavi Supleba, RFERL's Georgian service, yesterday. Earlier, a number of news sites close to the Azerbaijani government reported the delivery of a shipment of some 24 Bastion armored personnel carriers to Georgia's Poti port, prompting Azerbaijan's foreign ministry to issue a statement decrying France's destructive actions in the region. "We call on the international community to refrain from delivering weapons to Armenia," the statement added. The Georgian government has so far not commented on the matter. In response to media inquiries, Armenia's defense ministry said it cannot provide any additional information at present. Last month, Armenia and France signed a first-of-its-kind arms deal that will allow for purchases of European-made radar systems, short-range surface-to-air missiles, and other defense equipment. Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan will not attend an upcoming summit of the leaders of a Russian-led military alliance in the latest sign of Yerevan's fraying ties with Moscow, its traditional security guarantor. In a phone call today with Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko, who is set to host the leaders of the Collective Security Treaty Organization in Minsk next week, Pashinyan confirmed he will not be able to participate and expressed hope that CSTO partners will understand his decision, according to an Armenian government readout of the talks. No reason was given for Pashinyan's non-attendance. Reacting to the news, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said today Russia regrets Pashinyan's decision. The apparent snub comes about a week after Armenia's security chief similarly declined to attend a meeting with his ex-Soviet counterparts in Russia, and just over a month after Pashinyan and his foreign minister elected not to attend a separate regional summit in Kyrgyzstan. In recent months, Armenia's relations with Russia have worsened dramatically, with frustration mounting in Yerevan over Moscow's unwillingness or inability to come to Armenia's defense in line with its treaty obligations. Last month, Pashinyan told reporters he was seeking to diversify Armenia's defense relations, but insisted he was not considering withdrawing the country from its security arrangements with Russia. Armenia and the United Kingdom have launched a new strategic dialogue with the formal opening of a new Armenian embassy in London. Armenian Foreign Minister Ararat Mirzoyan hailed the strategic dialogue as marking a new chapter in bilateral relations, providing us with an elevated framework to strengthen cooperation in critical areas like regional security, sustainable development, and human rights. We aspire for an even more ambitious bilateral cooperation agenda through the signing of the Armenia-UK Comprehensive and Enhanced Partnership Agreement, Armenia's top diplomat added. It was not immediately clear what exactly newly upgraded ties between Yerevan and London would mean in practice. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 6. That's the number of forward operating bases run by the EU in Armenia to support the activities of its border monitors. Earlier this year, the head of the mission, Marcus Ritter, stopped by our studio to talk about his work. In case you missed it, you can find our full conversation with Marcus Ritter up now on our website and YouTube channel. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.